Hello, I'm Kym Zest, and this here's Pigeon. Welcome. I see there are 3 of you tuned in tonight. Thank you for joining me. If you tuned in early and are foam rolling, feel free to continue to do so through this intro. You might also use this time to finish setting up. I will not be playing any music on my end, but you are welcome to on yours. I suggest having lots of props available, soft, flexible props such as a yoga mat. I'm a fan of blankets or folded towels, and then some soft, thicker props such as pillows. And then I've got stiff props such as yoga blocks and a foam roller, but books and Tupperware also work. The benefit of doing this on YouTube Live is not being able to watch and compare and judge, so you can really focus on having your own personal experience, yet still knowing we've set aside this time to have this experience together. We will begin with a short movement flow, followed by a seated meditation, and then tonight we'll be doing 4 yin postures before a final relaxation. During this time, there is no one right position or correct alignment because we won't be adding any force and there is no progression goal. For each yin posture, I will demonstrate several different setups to feel lines of fascial tension in a particular area to release. I will begin the demonstration without any props or minimal props, and then add different props and different variations. After my demo, I will turn to a seated position to watch the time, and you will stay in the position for 2 to 3 minutes. While I'm demonstrating, I suggest using that time to explore different positions and different propping, even if you've done this many times before. The position you do land in should feel safe to release all tension and striving and effort so that you can experience quiet sensations. This is a practice of patience, stillness, and subtlety. Let's begin. So, for our flow, we're going to start with a cross-legged variation. So you could have a very loose cross, right leg over left, just at the ankles, or we could tighten it up. We could cross all the way over. Wherever it feels good for you tonight, but one leg over the other. And then we're going to fold forward gently, allowing the head to bow, the spine to round. Take a round of breath here. And then sitting up, leaning backwards. You might reach your hands behind you. You might lift the chest, or you might really sink and lean backwards. Finding the place that feels good for you. Round of breath. Sitting back up to neutral, taking a side bend. Finding a long line on one side of your body, round of breath. Flowing to the other side. Back to center before doing a twist. Staying nice and tall in your twist, round of breath. Center, other side. And we'll flow through 2 more times, a little bit faster, folding forward, round of breath. Leaning back. Side. Other side. Into a twist. side. As we flow one more time, feel how your breath changes the sensation. Leaning back. To the side. Round of twists. Come back to center. Take a little transition time of your choice. Might extend the legs, might hug in. Might take wrists, circles, neck circles, shoulder circles. And then we're going to do the other side. So I had my right leg over left, so I'm going to switch to left over right, whichever needs to switch for you, whichever side. And you might, again, experiment with a looser cross or a tighter cross or very crossed, whatever feels good for you. Tonight, I'm going to settle here, so finding your cross position. And then nice and slow for the first round, find a way to fold forward gently, round the spine, allow the head to bow. Wherever that is for you, taking a round of breath. And leaning back, finding whichever leaned back position feels best. Coming back up and finding a side bend. Other side. Twisting. Other side. And then as we flow 2 more times through, remember you can always go at your own pace. Notice how your breath feels and moves in your body. Leaning back. Twists. One more time through. Full long breaths in each position. Getting yourself adjusted, As we get ready for our seated meditation, this should be a position that you can sit in very comfortably, that does not feel like any stress or strain or stretch. So if a chair is handy for you, if there's something nearby you can sit on, as long as you can feel seated upright with a nice tall spine, and that your legs feel grounded so that they're not dangling. So any chair that fits you comfortably is a good option. If you're choosing to sit on the floor, you might choose to sit with the legs out in any sort of variation, legs crossed or legs folded back. If you're on the floor, I strongly suggest sitting propped up on something. So you might choose to sit on a blanket or a pillow or a block. Anything that elevates your hips will give you a little bit more space for your knees, ankles, and hips to feel safe and comfortable. As you've adjusted your props, found your seated position, settling in, giving yourself time to re-arrive, to allow yourself this time to observe yourself externally, in your joints, in your muscles, in your skin. Internally, your sense of energy, your thoughts, your feelings. Allow yourself to notice where you are, how you are, without need to judge or analyze or respond. Things will arise, will pull at your attention. Things in your body, things in your environment, things in my environment, or things in your mind. Allow yourself to notice what arises, whatever that is, and then allow yourself to let it go. Allow your attention to come into your breath. And to simply watch the way things in your body shift and change. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath, feeling the sensation of breath ground you. And then gently nod your chin towards your chest. Opening your eyes. And then reintroducing movement. Again, wrist circles, finger circles, side bends, twists, anything that comes to you. In these transitional moments, you are always welcome to take whatever is needed, whatever is calling to you. Everyone might need very different things, need more gentle movements or more strong movements. This is your time to customize this practice as much as you like, as much as is needed. Before we begin our first yin posture, just as a reminder that this yin practice in itself is not a complete and balanced routine. Yin yoga is meant to counter and balance activities of high energy, activities that bring you strength and engagement, that tax and challenge you in very different ways. This practice, for those who are naturally or normally much more active, much more driven, can feel very foreign, and there can be a lot of resistance. I myself, this is why I've gravitated towards Yin Yoga, because it has helped me balance that, but it was a journey and it takes time. One of the reasons why in the Yin postures we stay for 2 to 3 minutes is because it takes time for your brain to send those neuromuscular signals to your muscles to get a different message. A message where the muscles can be soft, can let go, can release, so that other tissues can have a different experience. When the muscles are still really tight and holding on, then it's very hard for us to feel those connective tissues and to feel places in our bodies that we don't always give ourselves the opportunity to feel. And also for that reason, which is why we have to have a lot of props. To stay in the position and to be a passive stretch, we need to prop enough that your body feels safe to let go of the muscles holding you up and holding you together. With that, I'll begin setting up. We're going to begin lying on your back. I'm just going to get all of my props out of my way for a moment. We're going to do a reclined twist, and as always, lots of options. In its most basic, lying on my back, arms at my side. I'm going to cross left over right, and then let my legs fall to the right. But I've got lots of variations from here. So right now I've got a tight twist to my knees. I can choose a loose cross, a tight cross, left knee over right knee, but I could also choose left ankle over knee and let the legs fall to the side. I can also choose a different position for the legs to begin with. So I might choose bringing my knees up close to my chest before doing the twist. Or I might choose to extend my legs and twist very open. So again, the options are a tight cross to the legs or an open cross. And wherever the cross is, to either just let the legs fall almost perpendicular to the torso, or to have them tight up towards the chest, or very open and extended down towards wherever the foot of your area is. Once you're in this position, you might choose different positions for the arms to feel lines of fascial tension depending on where you are in the hips. Whether you choose the leg positions will alter where in the hips, whether it's more outer or more in the pelvis or more through the torso. And where you choose to put the arm on the going the opposite way direction from the twist will also affect where you feel it, whether the twist moves into the torso, into the ribs, chest, and shoulder. So again, we're going to be here for a while, so you want to find ways to prop yourself that feels supported and safe. So you might choose propping the knees. You might choose something underneath the foot. You might choose something underneath the arm or your head. Or you might invent entirely different ways to feel supported in a twist, that you feel lines of fascial connective tissue tension that you might find release in the hips, pelvis, torso, and possibly through one arm. So now, after your explorations, settle in. Let go of fidgeting and fussing. Allowing your body to sink in. Allowing your body to feel soft, to feel supported. And with each breath, giving your body a chance to let go of chronic tension wherever you may find it, to let it melt away. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Feeling your breath be the first active movement in this posture. And then using these long, deep breaths to gently untwist, come back to neutral. And then this is your time to take any transition that feels good for you. You might choose to simply lie in a neutral position and notice the effects of the posture, or you might choose more active counter pose, perhaps a bridge, or extending the legs up. Swishing knees side to side. Stretching out long. And then begin setting up your other side. Begin experimenting with this side. It might be very different. It might need different things. Try the different positions. Notice how it feels. Notice how positioning your head or arm or torso changes. And finding that position that calls to you, that you find that sweet spot where you recognize it needed a place, it needs time, pockets of tension, and then settling in, breathing into those pockets of tension, sending them that signal that it is safe to let go, it is safe to be soft, it is safe and it's okay to trust your body that even when you stop trying, you will still be okay. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Using these breaths to sink in a little deeper, to savor where you have landed. And then gently using these breaths to gently and gradually bring yourself out. Taking this time to transition, taking whatever movement or stillness is calling to you. So, for our next yin posture, we are going to do a squat, and we want to feel fascial lines on the soles of your feet, the backs of your ankles, possibly up from there, definitely through the glutes, along the spine, and possibly the back of the neck and all the way up to the forehead. So just that long back chain. And then how exactly where you feel it is going to depend on your propping, but as long as you don't feel it in only one area, you want to find a way that you prop yourself so that you feel that whole chain and not just a pinpoint. So in this squat position, without any props, head rounded, arms soft. In many cases, people will need to prop underneath the heels. And this alone might help greatly in feeling more stable and secure. But in other cases, feeling tippy, falling one way or the other, can really affect how stable you feel. So you can also lean up against something. So in this case, I could put my forehead on this prop. I can also, in this case, lean against my bookshelf with my back to the bookshelf so that I can't tip over backwards. Feeling your whole body weight in your ankles in this position can feel like way too much for many people. So I can prop up by sitting up on the blocks. And then if I'm sitting on the blocks, depending on what you have, I might also prop with the forehead. And you might find your own ways to make this more accessible and more comfortable. Go ahead and make those adjustments to find your position. And then settle in. The challenge in yin is to see how little you can do. All that is needed is to simply breathe. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Feeling your breath move in your body, affect the sensation of this position. And then gently coming out of it, you might choose to twist. You might choose to extend the legs, pedaling out the feet. Up onto the toes, moving the knees, pivoting the knees. Taking any transition you need. Moving your props, which might mean your cat. Sorry, pigeon. There you go. Our next yin posture is going to be for the inner thighs. And for this, absolutely need something propping underneath the knees for support. So I'm going to be feeling a sensation from the knees, inner thighs, groin, pelvic area. And I want to start with my knees wide and my feet wide-ish. And then I might find the place leaning forward, sinking down, that feels like a good, safe, comfortable place. If you start with too great of sensation, you won't be able to stay. If you feel nothing, right, then it's not going to release that tension. And so from here, you might choose to prop underneath the hips, or you might choose to prop underneath the chest. And you might choose the angle of the feet and of your knees. So finding your level of prop, finding the angles that feel both safe and comfortable, yet also explore and open spaces in your body. And settling in. Breathing release into the areas that you're holding on. And that might be in the inner thighs and groin, but it might be in the jaw, in the neck, in the toes, wherever it is. Give yourself permission to release, even just a little bit. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Using your breaths to come up and out, bringing the knees back in. And you might choose to sit the hips back, knees together. Or you might choose a more active counter pose, a downward dog, or a plank. Or hands and knees and wave through the spine. Do circles with the hips. Whatever transition feels good for you. For our last yin posture, we're going to do another twist, starting lying on your side. I'm going to take my top arm to grab my bottom leg behind me. And from here, now you have lots of options. So without any props here, right, lots of options are to simply take that and lean onto your back. Or I might choose to actually roll slightly to my front. And then this top leg, I can choose to have my top leg sort of help hold my bottom leg back, putting my foot on my knee here. Or I might have that leg come up. I might extend the leg. I might choose to take the top arm, bottom arm and extend it out. I might choose to roll almost all the way onto my back. The lines of fascial tension that we're looking for, the places of release, are through the bottom front leg, the knee, quad, hip, into the torso. And then depending on whether you're leaning forwards or backwards or where that other leg is, you might feel in the other hip, in the chest, through down the arm. And then wherever you end up, if you choose to prop anywhere that you feel tension or that you are floating, that you don't feel supported, so that you can let gravity assist you. And wherever you have landed after all of your experimenting and exploring, allow yourself to settle. And as you settle into stillness, let your breath be enough. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Gently unwind, uncross, release, coming back to neutral, and then any either stillness or movement that is calling to you. And when you're ready, whenever you're ready, I'm going to set up the other side. So lying on whichever side you didn't do first, top arm that grabs bottom leg, and of course you can use a blanket, strap, any prop you'd like to make that reach more accessible. And then you can certainly just choose to stay here, or I might lean to my back, I might lean to my front, I might adjust the top leg where it wants to be. And then finding the support underneath the legs, the arms, your head. Remember, this side does not need to match the first. Explore the positions and find whatever this side needs. And then settling in, letting go of any need to change and shift. No need to respond to anything. Anytime that distraction or urge to shift, to respond, to overanalyze, simply come back to your breath. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And then gently come out and taking any transition poses you feel like you need, any final movements before we do our relaxation. As you get set up to lie down for our relaxation we'll end with, you might choose to have something underneath your knees. You might choose to have something supporting your neck. You might choose to have drape something over your eyes. And as you lie here, allowing yourself to be at ease, at peace, letting your breath guide you. Deepening your breath, reactivating, perhaps making circles with your wrists and ankles, wiggling fingers and toes, flexing and pointing, stretching out long, and then taking your palms and rubbing them together and placing your palms over your eyes, and then using your fingers to massage your scalp, your brow, and then letting your fingers massage anywhere that's needed, the temples, the jaw, sinuses, ears, the back of the neck, down towards the shoulders. And then taking one last big long stretch. Hugging into a ball. Rolling towards your side. Using your arms to help you sit up gently. And we'll conclude with 3 breaths together. We'll inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Together. In through the nose. One more. Thank you. You are welcome to share any feedback, ask any questions or comments. You can do so in the chat of this live feed. You can also do so by emailing me, Kym, Kym, @zested.net. And then please visit our website and share. You can join our mailing list, and you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram to stay updated and get fun tips and other videos, and who knows when else you might get to see Pigeon. And then if you appreciate this experience, I'd really appreciate it if you'd like to share this with your friends, family, and network. And we'd also happy to get donations, anything from $1 to $15, whatever is comfortable for you. Donations can go to paypal.me/zested. Thank you, the 5 of you, for joining me tonight so much. Hopefully you will sleep well. Have a peaceful night.